What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fontaine's video blog. It's been a while, but as you know, never went anywhere, not going anywhere. Um, Everybody, I want y'all to do me one favor. Um, Before I get into it, I just want to let everybody know about the Cake Squad podcast. The Gateway to Bourbon Street is on www.theicing.com. www.theicing.com. Viva la cake. Alright, in this episode, today we're going to talk about character arcs in movies. You ask, what's a character arc? Why is that important? Character arc is basically a story about the journey of a character. It basically gives us a reason to attach ourselves emotionally to a character and to actually care about what's going on in that character's story. Basically, a character arc is going to have a beginning, a life-changing event, a journey, and an end result. I'm going to use Luke Skywalker from Star Wars, for example. He starts off as a farm boy, doing menial tasks. He's bored. He wants to join the academy and fight the Empire. Somehow, someway, R2-D2 and C-3PO wind up in his possession on the farm. Come to find out, the Empire is looking for the two androids, so the Empire comes and blows up Luke's house when he's not there, along with his aunt and his uncle. They're all dead in the fire. So at this point, he has to go with the two droids, with Obi-Wan, on a journey to get the droids back to Princess Leia. So he goes from being a farm boy to going on this adventure, and he winds up blowing up the Death Star. He eventually finds out Vader's his father, Leia's his sister, and he winds up defeating the Emperor and the Empire and becoming a Jedi Master. So basically, Luke's character arc, he went from a farm boy being raised by his aunt and uncle to finding out who his dad is, to defeating the Empire and becoming a Jedi Master and restoring balance to the Force. That was his character arc. That's what happened to him that made the story work. But to kind of go into another situation where character arcs were a central part of the whole narrative of the story, we're going to talk about the character arcs of Pulp Fiction. Now, if you haven't seen Pulp Fiction and you don't want me to tell you what's going to happen, by all means, stop the video now. But if you like Pulp Fiction, you've seen it and love it, by all means, listen to this and tell me what y'all think. Alright, basically, I'm going to go into four people's character arcs. I'm going to go into Butch's, Marcellus Wallace, Jules Winfield, and Vincent Vega. And first, I'm going to talk about Butch and Marcellus because they're kind of intertwined together. Alright, basically, Butch is an over-the-hill boxer who's supposed to throw a boxing match that Marcellus has fixed with him. Come to find out, Butch is selfish. He basically says, screw Marcellus. He wins the fight and keeps all of the money from bets and everything. All of the money that Marcellus gave him to throw the fight. So basically now Butch has to plan a getaway so he can escape Marcellus Wallace and all of his goons, but winds up leaving a precious family heirloom behind that there's no way he can leave behind. So he has to go back to find this heirloom where that Marcellus and the gangsters are waiting for him. But it just so happens he winds up sneaking back to his house, getting what he needs, leaves, bumps into Marcellus, and at this point it's either Marcellus or Butch. So Butch tries to kill Marcellus. They get in a fight. They wound up getting captured by some pawn shop guys, and they basically start doing all kinds of weird stuff to him. So it winds up they bring Marcellus in the back first and starts doing all kinds of bad things to him. And Butch is captured, but he winds up getting free, and instead of leaving, saving his own life, he goes back in, saves Marcellus's life. So Butch kind of thought, would I want to be left like this? No, let me go and do what I need to do, and let me go and save his life. Even though he was trying to kill me, let me go in there and save his life anyway. So he kind of turned his thinking around, and then once he saved Marcellus, Marcellus saved Butch's life. All right, you came back to save me. It's only right that I'll let you live now. Um, so that was their whole coming around, and the whole idea behind that was that um, they both were able to redeem each other. So that was their character arc, basically going from an outrightly selfish demeanor to stepping back for a minute and saying, I need to go on and do the right thing in this moment. Now moving on to Jules Winfield and Vincent Vega. Jules and Vincent are basically hitmen / henchmen for Marcellus Wallace. They have an early morning job that they have to go and do to get Marcellus's briefcase back from some guys who stole it from him. So they go out on this basically a hit mission, and they wind up having a near-death experience. And after that, Jules starts to think twice about his line of work. He's not so sure he should be doing this anymore. He feels like from what happened that day, he should have died, but he didn't die. And apparently he thinks it's for a reason that he didn't die. So he starts thinking twice about his line of work. They wind up eventually going to eat breakfast at this diner. And to kind of backtrack a little bit, after they leave this job and they're talking about, what happened, there's a third guy in there, and while Jules and Vincent didn't die, the third guy does die. And I guess that's kind of making up for Jules and Vincent not dying. So, once they get to this diner, they wind up being caught up in the middle of a stick-up by some other robbers that was already there. So instead of Jules killing the would-be robbers, Jules gives the robbers his money and spares his life. So basically freeing him from all of his old ties to his old life and Marcellus Wallace and all of that. So he winds up giving away his money and giving Marcellus Wallace his briefcase back. So Jules is redeemed. Vincent, however, disagrees with the choices Jules is making at this point, and he continues to live as he has been living, being a hitman, doing drugs, things of that nature. And what winds up happening to Vincent is he dies a violent, bloody death. So the whole narrative of the story, in my opinion, is redemption, saving yourself, saving others in the process. And pretty much everybody else realized that except Vincent. And that's why he died the way he died in the movie. So all in all, that's my analysis of the character arcs of Pulp Fiction and character arcs in general. They're really important. They make you care about the story, what's going on with these people, and it's very central to the narrative of the movie. So until next time, this has been Fontaine for Fontaine's video blog. And like I said, check out www.theicing.com and check out the Cake Squad podcast, Gateway to Bourbon Street. Until later, peace out. Catch you later.